Okay. So, hello everybody. This is the Yang Family Tai Chi, section 2, almost to the end. So today, the new move is going to be a modified parry, block, and punch, but we're going to do a lot of review for the previous moves, which are the kind of a sandwich of 2 kicks and a turn in between. And I'm hoping that you guys were able to practice the turn because until you've done it quite a bit, you don't know what questions to ask or what it is that you feel you could do to make it better. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the whole form from cross hands up to the right heel kick after the turn, and then we'll work on the moves from last week. Okay, so I'm going to turn around and we're going to start at cross hands. So don't forget to have your head up and have enough space when you make your cross hands. Okay, you're hugging a tree. Okay, embrace tiger, return to mountain. Shift right, turn the left almost straight. Shift back, separate your hands, pull back the right foot, swing, step, brush, strike, roll back, circle your arms as you shift your weight back, turn to the side, press, bring back the right, attach the left and press forward, push, square up your shoulders, flatten your hands, come back over a ball, hands in front of your chest and push. Fist under elbow, shift your weight back, flatten your hands, turn and pull all the way around, press down, release the left foot, ward off with the left, push out with the right. Step, connect, step, grab, pull down, make your fist, root the left heel, lift left, punch right. Step back and repulse monkey. Swing, step, hand to the shoulder, turn and strike. 2, swing, step, hand to the shoulder, turn and strike. 3, swing, step, hand to the shoulder, turn and strike. Diagonal flying, turn, pull in the right, close and step, open and turn your left foot to 12 o'clock. Raise hands and step forward. Pull in the left foot, circle the arm, root the right heel, and close. White crane spreads its wings. Turn your hands, pull down, circle, step and close, turn, step and open. Left brush knee, turn your hands, swing, step, brush, strike. Needle at sea bottom, yield forward, pull in the right foot, pull back, pushing off the left heel, change your footwork and sink down. Fan through the back, come up, left attaches to right, pushing up, step and separate. Turn body chop with fist. Circle your arms, shift weight to the right, turn your left, come back on the left foot, make your fist, step, chop, and strike. Parry, block, and punch. Circle your hands in the center, pull back, swing, step, parry, block, punch. Chengfu, open, right ward off, pull, ward off, close and step, right ward off. Roll back, go to the corner, shift weight back to the other corner, press, pull in, attach the left, press forward, push, straighten your shoulders, flatten your hands, come back over a ball, push forward. Single whip. Shift weight back, flatten your hands, turn and pull all the way around, press down, release the left foot, ward off with the left, hook hand with the right, standing ward off, step, deflect, and strike. Cloud hands, shift to the right, pull and ward off. 1, 2, 3. Step to the corner, make your hook hand, standing ward off, deflect, and strike. High pad on horse. Activate your hands, push off the left heel, step on the ball, and strike. Separation kick. Circle your arms, step and close, separate and shift weight, cross your arms, stand up, look, kick, bend knee. Left separation kick. Sit and step, circle, separate and shift weight, cross arms, stand up, look, and kick. Turn body, and left heel kick. Left brush knee. Swing, step, brush, strike. Right brush knee. Left hand comes up part way, hands come to the center. Swing, step, brush, strike. Step forward and punch down. Right hand comes up part way, hands come to the center. Both hands come to the right as you step. Brush, punch down. Turn body, chop with fist. Circle your arms all the way to the left. Root right, chop, strike. Parry, block, and punch. Circle your hands in the center, pull down, swing, step, parry, block, punch, Chengfu, and right heel kick. Left striking tiger. Sit, step. All the weight goes to the right. Look and step. Circle and make your fists at the end. Right striking tiger. Shift back. Turn on your left heel to the corner. Shift all the way to the left. Open your fists. Pull in the right. Look and step. circle, and make your fist at the end. Turn body and right heel kick. Turn the left toe, block with the left, circle right under, crossing, stand up, right heel kick. Twin fist to opponent's ears. Turn, come down and make your fist, circle out as you flatten your foot, shift weight strike. Left heel kick, circle your arms, cross, and left heel kick. Turn body and right heel kick. Put your left foot back, turn, come up, and right heel kick. How did that go?
Okay, I'm alive.
I should watch you guys do it. Any questions or problems?
Well, I don't know what I'm doing wrong or what's causing it, but when I do that turn body and do the right heel kick, I seem to wrench my right knee a little bit. It just hurts at the end, like I'm doing something and I don't know what it is.
So, how, okay, so.
Should we be a little, maybe I'm too straight on my leg? Are we supposed to be bent leg a little bit, or I don't know?
You should be bent leg. So when you finish your left heel kick, okay, so you're here. Okay, this foot is to the corner. You're going to bend your right knee a little bit and then pull it back. Then turn and then come up.
Yeah, I think maybe it's just my shoes and the floor. It's like my
It makes a huge difference.
My toes are getting stuck a little bit in it, and so my knee gets a little.
So what kind of floor do you have?
It's a hardwood floor. It's not carpet.
Okay, so just as an exercise, try to do it in stocking feet. So Mike gives as an exercise turns both ways. Okay, so to do the counterclockwise turn, he says just don't think about doing the form. Just think about turning on your heel. Okay, then on the other side, when you're going clockwise, just think about turning on your toe. Don't worry about where you land or what, just get the feeling of turning.
Okay.
And as you do that more, you will get a sense of what your body, where your body should be while you're doing it. So if you're doing the one going counterclockwise, okay, think about basically giving yourself a little wind up and then turn. Then the other way, the turn that's clockwise, you don't get a wind up, okay? Because you start coming back. But think about starting from your waist, okay? If it helps, put your arms out, okay? Think about coming around.
Okay, that's good. I'll do those. And
Just
when you're turning on it, are you turning on the ball of your foot or on your toes?
You're turning on the ball of your foot.
Okay. Well, I'll work on it. I noticed after the last class, my knee was hurting. And then when I was practicing, my knee was hurting a little bit. So.
Okay, so that's not a good thing. So what happens is when you're doing the heel one, you are more upright. Yeah. When you're doing the toe one, you bend your knee a little bit and move your foot out. So you're slightly tilted forward. Do you see what I'm saying? You're not as upright as when you're on your heel.
Yeah.
So just go a little bit forward and then think about turning. So there are two variations. You can do it like barefoot on a carpet or in your socks on a hardwood floor, because that will give you much less friction.
Okay.
So try that.
And then maybe when you turn and you're all the way turned, maybe I'm lifting up my foot too late and my knee is cocked a little bit. You know how you lift
Right.
and get-
Okay. As soon as you turn, basically, when you usually what happens is you're bending slightly forward when you put your foot out. Okay. The moment you start to turn, your heel should be off the ground.
Mhm.
Okay. So you're completely on the ball of your foot.
But when you end it and
When
then
you,
then you pull your weight back to your your left leg, my right one is still cocked a little bit before I turn it or lift it up. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to.
so what happens is think think about walking it around. Imagine you're walking it around even when you aren't. So what happens is when you come here and you turn, think about shifting to the other one and then turning the rest of the way at the end. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So depending on how effective your turn is, there are kind of like cheats in the sense that if you find that you're not turning far enough, okay, let's say that you're here and you're turning and you don't get here, you're only to here, let's say, then you can turn the rest of the way on the balls of both feet and then pull up. Your positioning will be slightly more to the right, but at least you will get this foot in that position, because the important thing is to have the standing leg, pointing to the corner when you stand up.
Mhm.
So regardless of whether it's a little more this way or a little more that way, that's kind of like a detail you shouldn't worry about at this point. The important thing is to get around and to get the back foot in a good position to stand up. Okay? So what you should work on is, just practice turning. And then when you feel more comfortable doing that, then you can think more about your hands and all that kind of stuff. Okay. But the footwork is very important. So you've done your kick. So your foot, the standing foot is there. So you're coming back and then think about turning. So think about having the upper body go. Okay. So even if you're thinking about using your arms just to start off, okay, think about going. Sometimes it helps to think about just using your arms to help you until you develop enough waist coordination to do it only with your waist. So let's give it a try. So the important thing is at the end of your kick, the right foot is toward the corner. And then as you soften your knee so it's easier for you to turn. Okay. So then think about turning. And then once you make sure your foot is in the right position, then stand up. You're doing a lot better, Carol Ann. Does it work for you, Karen?
Yeah, it does. I'm trying to focus more on my turn and my legs so that I can, make sure I'm not getting my knee cocked, and that makes a difference. And then I'll focus more on making sure my arms are not doing flailing about. My knee's important, but yeah, that definitely helped. Thank you.
Okay, so if you think primarily of, oh, my right foot is pointed to the corner when I start. Where I want this foot to be at the end is pointed that way. So I'm just going to think about turning so that it's pointed that way. And then you just come up. So do you find that you can't get far enough around, or that you get too far around?
I don't get too far. I'm not quite sure. I think it's pretty much maybe a little less, not quite as far. And so I'm not sure what point my knee was getting a little twisted. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It does help the more I keep it bent, it seems.
Keep it bent, because it gives you more of a cushion if you keep it bent. So if you start here and you bend it a little bit, and then you just think about turn.
Yeah, I think at the end is when I might have been doing it. So I'm going to keep it bent more and make sure I'm putting my weight on my left and
What could be your problem? You could be putting your front heel down too soon.
Oh, that could be.
Okay, so think about keeping it on your ball and depending on your left foot to be your brake. What often happens for people who have the knee problems is that they're using the heel of the front foot to be the brake to stop their turn. So don't do that. Keep it on the ball of your foot and use your left foot to stop your turn if you feel nervous about, either wobbling or whatever. Use your left foot.
Okay.
Okay, instead of using your right heel. So give that a try. Okay, so you have your right foot to the corner, and then you have you lift up your left foot, and then you turn. And at the end of the turn, this foot still is on the ball. Okay. So my left foot is planted. My right foot is still on the ball when I pick it up.
And when you end your turn and your right foot's on its ball, is it how much in front of your left foot is it? I find it's quite a bit in front.
Think of it this way. At the end, you're like this. It's like an empty stance.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So one foot is to the corner and the other foot is like a toe touch empty stance.
Okay.
You're still on the ball of your foot. So the left foot is behind, and pointed that way.
Okay, that helps.
And that's mainly so that you want to end in this position, because once you're here, it's pretty easy just to pick up, right?
Yeah.
So one of the principles is you try to end up set up for the next position. Okay, so you know your next move is going to be a right heel kick. So you want to make sure that left back foot is pointed to the corner. So you just, all you're going to do is pick up. Yeah, for the beginning of the turn, if you know, just for practicing the turn, just think of getting your starting position, picking up the left, and then don't worry about the arms, just turn.
That helped, talking about it being an empty stance. I was realizing that my left foot wasn't to corner enough. So I wasn't turning enough. So that helped. Now I can look and see my position and understand where they should go.
But the more important thing I wanted you to take out of that is that a ball touch empty stance is on the ball. Okay, you do not have your heel down. If you are trying to turn, in other words, you can turn on your ball or on your heel, but not on both. Once the whole foot is down, you're going to wrench your knee.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let's try it a couple more times, and then we'll try like a little bit before and a little bit after. Okay, so if your right foot is to the corner, okay, and you've just done your kick, and you come back and you turn and you and you come up and you kick. That looks better in terms of getting your left foot in a better position. Okay, so let's try it from the left heel kick. So you come up and you kick, and then you come back, you turn, you come up, and you do a right heel kick.
I think the other thing I was doing wrong, and I was watching you there, I was not leaning forward enough. I was too upright, and that was doing it. So,
well, the thing is, leaning forward a little bit compensates for having your left foot back.
Yeah.
So you want your center of gravity to be on the ball of your foot. So if you're going to move your foot back, then you have to have something to compensate for that weight so that you can move smoothly on the ball as a pivot.
Yeah, I wasn't doing that, so it was putting too much pressure. I think I was trying to be too upright.
Well, that's funny, because the more common problem is that people have a tendency to like look down when they put their foot out, you know? So you want your torso to stay up when you put your foot out, but you want it lean somewhat. And it's partly because you're not putting your foot out that much, in the sense that your foot is not that far off the ground. You're less than an inch off the ground when you're doing this. So you're barely off the ground. So you've done your left heel kick, and then you come back. So you're barely off the ground here. Then you turn and you come up. The other thing I would like to remind everybody is when you kick, if you're doing a right kick, the right arm goes over the right leg, regardless of whether you do a heel kick or a toe kick. The front arm goes over the leg, and then the other one goes like 135 degrees. Okay, and that should help your balance. So when you do your left heel kick, you are coming up and then you kick back. And then you come back and you turn. So I think you should think about keeping your head up. If you keep your head up, it will help you. Just think about not looking down. Even when you're leaned forward, don't look down. Does that help?
It's hard not to look down when you're learning it because you want to make sure your feet are in the right position.
Don't worry about that so much. Think about being in balance for your turn first. Okay? You can, if worse comes to worse, just fix your feet at the end. You know, just take a step or whatever it is to fix your feet at the end. But I want you to have the feeling of getting that turn, because it's easy enough to fix your feet at the end.
Having the head up does make a difference on the balance.
Yeah, it makes a difference on the balance. And thinking about stopping with your left foot as opposed to stopping on your right heel should really help your knee problem. So how about we try it from twin fists? Okay, so twin fist, you're here. Your right foot forward. You've just done this. Then you're going to open, make a big circle, move your weight forward, cross at the bottom, open at the top, left heel kick. Then put your foot back, turn, stand up, right heel kick. How did that feel?
What relief.
Yeah, better? Good. All right. Let's move further back and do it one more time, then we'll learn the next move. Okay? So let's do it from striking tiger. So you're at right striking tiger. Your right foot is forward, your right fist is on top. Turn body, right heel kick. So you turn your left toe out to the corner, connect, circle the right, turn the right toe, stand up, open as you kick. Then twin fists, you're going to turn, pull down, make your fists, flatten your foot as you open, strike and shift weight. Left heel kick. Make a big circle, cross at the bottom, open at the top, kick. Turn body and right heel kick. Put your foot back, turn, stand up, right heel kick. Okay, the next move is going to be parry, block, and punch, except that it's only half a parry, block, and punch. Do you remember when we did Embrace Tiger, Return to Mountain, and then we did a rollback? That rollback was like a half a rollback. It was the second half of the rollback you did when you first did it in the first section. This one is half a parry, block, and punch. So what happens is that if you were doing a regular parry, block, and punch, what would happen is, let's say you were at, well, when you first learned it, you learned it from left brush knee. You came up, you pulled down, swing step, parry, right? When you got to parry, you took all your weight off the back foot, okay? Then you did block and punch. This one, it's called parry, block, and punch, but you actually don't even have a parry. What happens is that you have a right heel kick, and then what you're going to do is you're going to step one line, two sides. So your footwork is just like parry, block, and punch. Parry, block, and punch, your footwork is step one line, two sides, shift weight to the right, bow stance, shift. Okay, so it's exactly the same. Okay, so you came from a right heel kick, one line, two sides, all the way to the right, pick up, bow stance. Okay. Empty stance, bow stance. Okay. Then the hands. When you're at the end of right heel kick, you're here. What you're going to do is you're going to step with that one line, two sides to the corner. Then as you flatten your foot, you're going to move the left to the shoulder and the right turns over. Then as you put all your weight on the right, you shift. So what happens is you're here, step. flatten, shift weight, step, and strike. So you're here. So once you get, so if I do it toward you, if I'm doing it here, I'm stepping. I flatten my foot, change my hands, step, strike. So basically, once I get to here, it's the same as parry, block, and punch. It's just getting to here. So it's because you're starting from a heel kick. You have a step, turn your hands. Once you step here, it's the same. So let's do that a couple of times, okay? So if I'm doing the same direction as you, I'd be facing that way. And I'd be doing my right heel kick. Then I would be step, left hand to the shoulder, right hand turns over. As I shift weight and step, then this hand comes to the hip and makes a fist. This hand pushes off. This is the block here. And then punch. The punch comes as I bend my knee. So right heel kick, step, one line, two sides. Turn your hand, turn the right hand, and the left hand comes to the shoulder. Okay? Step. This is your block. Strike. So from the right heel kick, step. Turn your hands. Step. You're doing your block and your fist is on your right hip. And then punch. So if I'm doing it toward you, so here, step, turn, step. So here, my fist is palm up. And then I turn it when I punch. So one of the things you have to be careful though is that when you put your fist here, it's like this. It's not like this. Okay, it's like this. Because you want to retain your hug a tree shape. So don't come back. Okay, come to the side. So you're here, step, flatten foot, step, strike. Once again, step, one line, two sides, flatten foot, position your hands, step and block, shift weight and punch.
When you do the block, is your left, are you still on your left heel or is your foot flat?
Your foot is flat. And what? No, you're on your left heel
Okay,
because you haven't shifted weight yet.
okay.
So you don't shift weight until you get to your punch. So when I'm here, I step. Then as I flatten my foot, I'm here. Then step, punch.
Okay.
So right heel kick, step, one line, two sides. Flatten foot, position hands. Step, block. Shift weight, punch. Kick, step. Flatten foot, change your hands. Bow stance, block. Shift weight, punch. So once again, you've done your right heel kick, step, one line, two sides, flatten your foot, one hand comes to the shoulder, the other one turns over. Then step, punch. Actually, when you're doing this, you're actually shifting your weight. By the time you finish turning your hands, all your weight is on the front foot. Then you're going to step and punch. So you do your kick, you step. Then as you shift weight to the front foot, you're turning. So by the time you finish doing this turn, all the weight is on the front foot. Step. Think of it this way. When you were doing parry, block, and punch, this way, when you were here, all the weight was on the front foot. In this case, you're here. When you're here, all the weight is on the front foot. Step, punch.
Rita,
Yeah.
I never have thought about this elbow from the right arm, that it
Yeah.
shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And when I left it, as you say, a little round, then the way to punch is not so direct.
Well, it is. It's pretty direct. The important thing is that you do not let your chest come out. So if your elbow is a little back, that's okay, as long as your back stays rounded. Do you see what I'm saying? In other words, you do not want your chest to stick out. So if it comes a little behind, that's still okay, but it doesn't come behind much because you're going to come this way. When you punch, you're essentially turning your fist and coming forward. So It's pretty straight.
I think if I would go straight from here, I would punch a little in the corner and not in front of myself.
You think? Well, let's see. But you have to realize you're not just doing that. Your waist is turning.
Maybe. Okay.
See, your waist is turning. And that's what gives you the power, because you're bending your knee and turning your waist at the same time.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So shall we try it from further back? Okay. So let's try it once again from right striking tiger, and we'll go all the way to parry blocking punch. Okay. So we're at right striking tiger here. Then turn body, right heel kick. Turn the left toe, connect, circle the right, turn your right toe, cross, stand up, right heel kick. Then punching your opponent's ears. Turn, pull down and step. Flatten your foot, circle. Shift weight punch. Left heel kick. Circle down. Cross at the bottom. Come up at the top. Your hands are open at this point. Kick. Turn body, turn your hands. Stand up. Right heel kick. Then step, one line, two sides. Turn your hand and left hand comes to the shoulder as your weight shifts to the front. Step and block. Punch. How did that feel?
Good.
Okay. Well, we're at the end of time, but next class we will finish the second section because it's all repeat. It's going to be apparent closing and cross hands. But since you haven't done that since you did the first section, we'll do a little review. Okay. So thank you very much for coming to class. And I will see you either 3 o'clock on Friday or next week. Thank you.
Thank you, Rita.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're
Rita.
welcome.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Happy Thanksgiving, Rita.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving to you all. Bye-bye.